That is the first time. I've been here 4 days, and that is the first time I've seen that light come on. And wow, was I not prepared. So what would you say was the most fun moment for you?
Honestly, just all them fucking reactions and shit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All those fucking
how
people,
appreciative people were that you took the time to
all
make
those people
that.
just like the way they show their like excitement, the way they show their, you know, how shocked they were, the way they like, I gotta get a picture of this guy, and all the, man, you're the best. I'm like,
and how about
say so.
and how about George Buza asking to take your photo?
Fucking
Buza. That man sells photos for $50, but wanted one with you.
Got 75-year-old man.
Yeah.
Insistently needed to get up, walk all the way to me, and wanted to take a picture with his camera. I was like, holy shit. This is some fucking wild shit. Beast himself wanted a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking, he's a great guy. He's a cool guy. They're all great. I like them all. But fucking him, yeah, that was unexpected. I wasn't expecting that. So
I know so many people wanted pictures. I did my best to try to get out of as many pictures as I could, but it's like, but sometimes it was so crowded, especially on Saturday. It's like I couldn't go left, I couldn't go right. I'm sorry, I'm stuck here in your.
It's one of those. That's the main reason you're going to be right there. Like,
I
first of all, me, and second, they're the one insisting for a photo. They're not saying get the fuck out of there.
I know. It's like I photobombed more photos this weekend than I ever have in my life combined.
Or been part of more. I mean,
in
general, how many photos you've been in throughout your life?
I know they put you on the official feed.
On that Thursday.
Yeah.
Apparently I was on the little, it was like a small recap video. It was the one guy, I was like just strolling this way, and he wanted to go this way, and I'm like, yeah. I was like, yay. That's why I was like, when I showed up Friday, a few people, oh man, I saw you on the Megacon's website and shit, and the Megacon channel or whatever. I'm like, yo, I'm very fortunate, shit. Yo. Come on, Roy, let's talk about some fucking Megacon, bro.
Yeah.
This is your first time. That's a lot. We need to get some of your input.
Right, you broke your.
Like, this is David's.
He broke his con cherry.
This is David's. Wait a minute. Is this your second?
I'm gonna move over.
No, this is not second. No, this is your third. Yeah.
And hopefully conceal the fact that.
Right, this is your third time, but first time in the West building. Well, that's another thing, a point of discussion is that, because I experienced that building, you experienced that building, but you've only done West. So if they force us into North and South next year, then you'll have some input on that.
Yeah, did you
find out, like, what do you think, you know, like, what are your pros and cons?
What did you think, which one do you think was better?
I lean towards, honestly, legit, I lean towards the West building.
Yeah.
It's got more pros to it than the cons that it possesses.
The one thing I definitely liked about the West building was the panels were very easy to get to.
That's
like first floor, second floor, third floor. Like it was just hallways, and you had no trouble getting from one panel to the other. For the most part, they did good on the time slotting and whatnot. If there's a lot of things you wanted to see, if you budgeted your time right, you were able to see most of those things as far as panels go. But I'll tell you right now, when it comes to autographs and those photo ops, man, I heard nothing but mostly
But honestly,
stories.
that was still better than the other building.
Really?
That's the thing. That was still better than the other building.
You think in the West it was better than...
As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, so many people said they waited for hours.
It's just that's how many people there are. That's the fucking problem. I mean, first off, you got people that are counting up well in advance before the person even pops up to the table. Yeah. So that's another reason that adds time. But then you got the time of interaction. Each one is not... I don't know...
Everyone wants to stand there and talk
for 20 minutes. I really don't know, if there is like a limitation on how much time you're interacting with this person.
It's almost like the Academy Awards. That you need somebody to start playing that that out music where it's time to go da 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 time to go. That's the polite way of saying get the fuck out.
But like, so imagine, you know how when we went in through the doors and you can see the people. So from those doors to that wall, that's how wide the north side is. So you can tell that, but it's also evenly the other way. The front of the building is almost a square. So the only way I can say is like if you were from this door to that wall and you see how long it took you. So imagine that distance, even though it's smaller than the other one, right? That's the distance you're covering just to get from the north to the south because the panels are all on fucking the sides.
Right.
That's the issue with that building. You'll have a panel here and you'll be like, oh man, I really want to hit this next panel. Fuck, it's on the other side. So you got to go through all those people just to get to the other side. Like me in general, definitely with the wheelchair, the elevator situation in this one was way easier to deal with than the other one.
Yeah, the only downside we had was like when we were on one end of the building, that elevator didn't go up to the third floor. When we wanted to.
Which one was that?
Yeah, there was the one over by
I guess
where
it's
the
because of
cosplay
where it
areas,
was at.
by where that blue thing.
Oh, that thing was
that
the
elevator.
third. It was that other one I didn't went to second because we didn't realize that the building's really short on this side.
Yeah.
And it thickens because the land goes down. Because where I came in, where our badge is, that was a full slope down into first. So we went to second and first there. And I had kept forgetting about that. I was like, oh, that's right.
It was nice of them to at least let us back in that one way.
Well, it was because of that one guy.
Yeah.
But those other people were like, go talk to, we talked to that guy.
Yeah.
He said yes.
Because we're like, we need to talk to the guy who was actually scanning the badges, not just someone who was standing there.
Yeah, because I feel I'd rather talk to the person that was scanning the badges than this just person with a blazer on,
right?
Acting like wannabe security,
right?
Like, I'm sorry, no
I
disrespect, but
I realize
I think you're outranked.
Traffic, but
that part I'm like, you're outranked. I think.
Well, plus I feel like like there was maybe a little breakdown in communication.
Well, David said something about he was pissed with a part where he's looking for some specific exit, right? And then he said that the guy said, oh, well, you want to go that way, and then you go down one, and then you hang a left, and then the doors are right there.
Right.
So he said he got there, and other people got there, and there's a lady standing there, you cannot exit out this way. And one person, well, it says exit. But you're not allowed to go out this way. Yeah, but that one guy just told us, I'm just doing my job. They told me.
Well, I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
And I'm
but there is the possibility that you're wrong because there's a sign above you that says exit, and you're telling me the opposite.
And you don't even know why nobody. I mean, I'm a type of employee that I'd be like, okay, so why can't they? I mean, that way I can explain it. Because if you just say, well, that's my job, and I was told not, that doesn't fly well with people. Like if you're very informative, like I'm sorry, it's because of X, Y, and Z, and this and that. The majority will be like, oh, I got you. Okay, cool. You'll still get those few assholes that'll be here.
Now, what was up with that one day? I think it was the Saturday. They weren't letting people in on the Sky Bridge. Did you have that hear about that issue? Or there's the because there's the hotel that's adjacent to it, and I think it's the Rosen.
No, that one's the Hyatt that's connected.
Oh, the Hyatt. Okay,
yeah.
So
the Rosen's on the other side.
Okay, so from what I heard, for some reason they weren't letting people use the Sky Bridge. One of the days to get access to the con. Well,
I know for a fact that when I was forced to do it on Thursday, that is, I went from the parking lot to the one main elevator where you get on, and it's like, all right, so then you travel that whole path. Then there's another huge pillar that is the elevator, and right there is the entrance where it's like a doorway to go and have that connecting part to the building. Right there, I wasn't allowed in. They said, I'm sorry, you would have to take the elevator and go down. So if it's that part, I understand, because that's almost equivalent to how when we couldn't make the right-hand turn on the third. Remember when that first elevator then the bathroom, and then there's the escalator, and then here you can make the right-hand turn to go where we would have said we can go in.
Right.
Right there, originally, you can't. They were treating that spot like that spot, probably.
Yeah.
And I can understand why, because there were no people to scan in ID. I think that's the main issue. Since there is no one standing there, because when we went that one time, I didn't see anybody scanning IDs in or out, opposed to the other day when
we definitely had to scan.
They had them there when we were there that following day, but they weren't on Friday. Getting lost. That was funny. But yeah, I feel like it was way more elevated. That I really like. Even though they were a little bit smaller, they are smaller than the ones in the other building. But at least they're there, like in abundance compared to the other one. But like you said, to get to the panels, way easier.
Yeah, that was very easy.
Way
you know, all the panels I really wanted to get to, I got to, and you know, did some that I wasn't expecting to do, and was pleasantly surprised. And you know, I didn't think we were going to do that XR. I keep forgetting her
X23.
name. X23.
Yeah. Yeah, because my buddy and his daughter, his daughter was like, "Hey, my pops is going over there. You want?" I was like, "Shit, we'll hang out."
Yeah, because that's the.
We met the writer and then the original artist.
Yeah, Mike Choi.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. I like how that was too, like with Dark Lady Cosplay, where it was a small little group. I feel like that's a little better experience than when you're in one of those huge fucking things with everybody there. Like, this is a little more, you don't have to worry about coming up to a microphone and shit. You just say, "So what are your thoughts on blah, blah, blah?" You know, and just, bam, and just talk amongst each other in a nice little peaceful group. I thought that was cool. Like, those elements, those are the top two elements I think I liked about those panels, being smaller. Like, if you wanted to talk directly to Kira and be like, "So what were your experience with that one material and this and that," and shit like that, you can. And then the other guy was like, "Well, with that fucking belt." With the belt of the character, that shit was funny. He's trying not to cuss so much. I'm like, dude, just let it fly. Right. I'm sure that person has been around the internet long enough now to have heard almost everything.
It's like children are so desensitized now because of the internet. What's an F-bomb anymore?
Yeah, which we did come to cross paths with him again and just be like, that honestly, that was the funniest part for me. But he's like, yeah, because my kids, but that's not my kid.
Right.
But on everything,
the S word. What's the S word? Stupid. Okay, that's the S word.
Stupid. Oh man, that was fucking great. See, now those sections can get stupid regardless of, I think because with those artists here, with their comic books and whatnot, if you have people that they just love that comic book guy, that artist, the way that spot is, you can't just make good lines. That's the problem with it. Like, normally, what I would notice from the other ones were, you kind of have the one person talking to the artist, leave a space for kind of people to go by, and then you have, a shaped line. So people line up in the middle of the aisle. So you can still keep at least that traffic. I didn't really, for the few times we got to go through that, because luckily they kind of did a huge crescent around that area. Right. They had so many artists. It didn't look like I saw any of those. It was kind of just that guy's over there and this guy's over here with his little cart full of fucking comics and shit. Okay. We probably weren't around for the big guys because, I know Jeff Casado was there and Frank Miller was there. Frank Miller must have been the craziest thing, which I'm sure we were nowhere near.
Yeah, we steered clear.
Because Frank Miller is what those fucking high-end actors are for comic books.
I'll tell you what, though, the one thing I definitely felt the most fortunate about was getting those last couple of seats for that Back to the Future panel on Thursday. Me and Roy, we sat there and we waited for a good 45 minutes to an hour. We sat there, which, in con time is really lightweight, because I know people waited way longer than that for photographs and autographs and all that. But man, we were the general admission because they had a tiered seating level where people paid for priority seating, and of course they were the ones who got to get seated first, and whatever didn't sell out and whatever space was left over went to the general admission.
Which, like you said, you were up top. Right?
We were in the nosebleeds, like maybe 2 or 3 rows from the very, very back. But I'll have to say this though, that Chapin Theater that they had it at,
it's a good theater.
Despite being as high up as we were, they were still pretty good seats. I'm not gonna lie, they were. They were. I mean,
it really does look like a good theater. It really is.
Yeah,
I
and
like
of course, with your cell phone, you can zoom in. I mean, you can pretty much see whatever you want anyway.
Did they only have that one screen that was on the stage, or did they have another screen for y'all?
Well, they had a screen because they had you would see them on stage, and then that was a big screen, and that they had the whoever was talking would be on that screen.
Oh, yeah, that does help. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just on the twit, and I put the because Coy had happened to do Keith Davis for that one morning, and I'm like, man, it sucks that traffic screwed us over. We missed out on Keith, but I hope everybody had a good time. And I was like, with one of the top best voices out there, and then such a great voice. And then I was like, with the one and only Coy Jongro, I was like, we blew up. But yeah, I was like, man, I missed out on that, but whatever. Everything else was just still good. I mean, it was like, even though you missed out some, you still got with so much that you got away with. Like, it's like, I came out of there with this, even though I missed this. It's like,
I know. you go there trying to experience as much as you possibly can, and and of course you're grateful for everything you can, but it's, man, when you look at it as a whole, it's like, man, I missed this, I missed that, even with 4 days, like even going all 4 days,
like the ones you go to, everything. Were they any of them 4, or were they all 3s?
No, they're all 4 days. Gen Con that I've been to, which is up in Indianapolis, that's a 4-day.
Oh, that's 4.
That one is definitely more board game oriented versus cosplay oriented, even though there is definitely cosplay there. And then of course, actually this June I'm going to be going to Origins.
And that one's
Columbus.
a 4.
What's that? And that's a 4-day convention.
Yeah, that's because with Tampa, the 2 they do in Tampa, because I found out there's the other one that's just before. There's Metrocon, and then there's the Tampa Bay Comic Con. And they're both a 3-dayer. Then the Super that I do down with Mom's that last time, I thought that was going to be a 4. That's a 3.
Right.
So I'm only used to a 4 being Mega, and I didn't know if anybody else was fucking 4. So far, I think the ones out in even LA Comic Con, I don't know if that's a 4 or not.
Yeah, I'm sad that it was only 4 days. But I'm glad that it was only 4 days. Because like I am spent. Like I can, I'm sitting here looking very comfortable on a couch that I pretty much can't move out of because my legs and my feet are like done right now.
But I'm glad
after 4 days of walking.
I'm also glad this bum was able to come, and for this being your first time and only having a little bit that I have explained, I know David explained before. What are your initial thoughts before you went in, and then anything changed when you got it? You know what I mean?
It was cool, man. I enjoyed it. I mean, when I first got in, I figured it was probably not going to be my thing, really. But I was in there, I kind of enjoyed the vibe of it.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Because I knew a part of me was like, I don't know if Roy will really going to care for that many fucking people who want to play.
I mean, after some point, my damn.
And I can see how for some people that could be a lot because, and I don't think we got an official count yet as to how many people showed
That'll
up.
be probably
in another week or so, or a few days at least. But I would have to say at least 150,000 through the 4 days.
At least.
I mean,
minimum.
Yeah.
But I think it's more.
And a lot of them cosplay too. I'd say this year, probably about 40% of people who showed up cosplay. Yeah. And a lot of people do like lighter cosplays, so like people just
like the ones that are not too elaborate or anything. They're just kind of being comfortable,
or they'll wear their favorite X-Men T-shirt.
Like out of all the stuff you saw, like what was the one thing you say? You know what? That's probably my favorite thing right there. Like you think it was like the cosplay or maybe some of the. Because I know you did dig that panel for Back to the Future.
Yeah, that was good.
You think that was like one of your favorite things?
I would say that's one of my most favorite things I've had.
That was pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, but like the cosplay and everything, that was pretty damn cool too. But so the amount of time people actually put in to do that.
Oh yeah, that's a trope.
I mean, and that's considering like you got those what I call them pros because they managed to have such a long record of stuff that they've done.
Yeah,
that they managed to have their tables and stuff. Like those to me are the pros. But then you just get to see peeps that are out there and you're thinking they're on a pro level too. Because there's some good like that fucking guy with his Carnage that I finally got to saw. Because I missed out on the day before.
Yeah.
That shit's badass, dude. I mean,
that was a phenomenal.
And then whoever was doing that Gundam, holy shit!
You know what? And I actually saw that guy with his crew of people who were helping him because that was like a 3-part, 3-tiered layer suit where he had the legs that he had to get up in, the main torso area, and then the helmet. And man, he needed like 3 people to help him with that suit, which that's a tremendous effort for a lot of people, but man, what a great freaking cosplay!
And that's like that.
And I made sure to get a picture of that.
Which I missed out on him. I think his handle was like Hummer H2. He was the one that was telling you that was the Juggernaut, and he only got one person, but you need that person like to get into that cosplay too. To be the Juggernaut and shit. That's a big elaborate fucking piece there.
Yeah, and the one time I actually was by myself and caught that Gundam. So many people were in line to try to get a picture of it. Like they had to just like tell people to stop because they were kind of blocking an area where they needed to just keep moving.
That one did suck because they were close to the
Gundam was like, "Yeah, we got to go. We'll get you later. Don't worry."
Yeah, I think that spot when we saw them at one point where they were just next to this entrance and exit right here.
Yeah.
So people were lining up, but then these people were trying to get in. It's like, no, y'all. This is not a good spot.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, a cosplay that big, I probably wouldn't even bother going in the vendor hall with it because a lot of those, aisleways, especially on the Saturday, they were very congested, very narrow. You wouldn't have
the best spot would be close to that creator spot because I feel like that was a more open,
right,
and it consistently stayed decently open. Yeah. Like there, you could have like established a nice, peaceful way to do like a line and you're not interrupting
or even just stand on that red carpet area when they weren't actually doing the red carpet because they left it open to anyone who just wanted to go there and take their picture and
like that blue thing didn't move once. In the other con last year it moved around, it went to different places, they came down the escalator and shit, and I'm looking at that thing trying because it's like this tall ass thing coming down the escalator. Here it was like, let's just stay and let them come to us. And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, for the way that cosplay area was, I think that was more like, I hope they take this idea of having a full section like that away from the con floor in this one. Because I would say they can, if they wanted to, is have that lineup, like the way they did the tables, on one of the north or south, like especially the side that'll have the red carpet. Because last year, I don't know if I said, Jeff, which is the main photographer that they used for the red carpet, here this time, he was right adjacent from the red carpet. He was right there. Just walk on over, get the things done, boom, go back, do some of his photography, because I'm sure he had a whole bunch of clients to do some work. But last year he's literally on the opposite fucking end of the showroom floor.
Yeah.
Right by the doors to go to the next side. while the red carpet's over here. So he's got to go through all that fucking traffic.
Yeah.
Hopefully get to the elevator with the gear to then go to the red carpet, which is over that. And it's like, no.
That's when you need that's when you need Andre the Giant to pop out and just be like, everybody move! And then you can just easily walk through.
Yeah, because like whoever did that must have been like, oh, I don't like cosplay. Asshole. And plus, they were like literally across from the huge spot where they were doing the photo op like lines. So you had like this bullshit mob of people here, the barrier that possessed some lines, and then another kind of spot where people were coming out after they got their photo. Because there's the lines for the photo. You do the photo, then there's a line to get out to then get your photo. It's like, fuck me.
And then if you want to protect your photo, there's another line where you can go to buy those plastic.
Which luckily that wasn't that surrounded. Like last year, that spot was a hot spot. A lot of people were
it
really
depended on what time you went and who was getting. Oh my goodness, folks!
It falls on
That's his entrance music.
And this one, I swear to God, I think some of the best highlights was getting with the dude. We were at the creator spot because we met Coy. I got to meet Ben, Coy, and then you were over here with this guy to play some Smash. And you said it was like a $5, so it was donation, right? $5.
Yeah, I did like a $5.
And then you play against him, see if you can win.
Yeah.
Which he did. Ha! And then he went for a second round just to play a whole nother. You did a mirror match with Violet.
Yes.
And we had pieced out because I noticed the people from X-Men over there. So I went over there, but come to find out, he beat him on that other match too. So, haha.
Hey, who's his daddy now?
So that's definitely a highlight of that fucking
For
day.
sure.
That's for sure one of your best. Like, what do you say was your favorite, besides that, like, what was the next favorite thing? Like, just dealing with the competition in the tournament?
Uh-huh.
Like, most of those peeps. Especially your clairvoyant fucking situation. I was laughing because there was a point where he comes. This was Sunday, right? So I'm already established as the first in the line for the red carpet because I just happened to be there. And then eventually I see him running up. I'm gonna see that guy, and he's like already winded right there. And he pieced the fuck out like fucking Flash. And then he said, because I saw later a picture where he got to see both variations of Violet. And I'm like, oh, when did you get that? He's like, well, when I last saw you and I was hauling ass, I saw them. And I'm like, hey, can I take a picture for you? And then you said something. They're like, okay, like, calm down. Took the picture and then you say you hauled ass back to the fucking thing.
Insert pictures here.
To go see Zach after that shit. That shit was great.
It's always so exciting to see them.
Yeah, Zach is a cool dude. I like him. But this time he went like, greetings, Professor. Anything to report?
Just have the mic. Insert audio here. Hey, mic, great. And I was like, hey, can I put this here?
Of course you can. Greetings, Professor. Got anything to report?
I was so excited.
Well, I found over here, according to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique de la Liste Cardinal, you, traveler, are proven guilty.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I hate that you let my mouth this way.
I know. How dare
Take me away.
So, as for my question, you played Fire Emblem Three Houses, correct?
I did.
Which house was your favorite and who did you marry?
Oh, good choice. Good question. I was thinking about my choice. I was like, yeah.
Dude, the way he responded was excellent.
Insert.
Oh, I'm definitely putting that clip in, yeah. Because even though you can't see anything, because he was trying to be respectful, I'm like, he was like, let me just like, you know, have the audio. Let me record the audio at least. But what you guys send me that? But shit. And that's just and so just the stuff we said is not even half of the shit we got to deal with.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know. And then, of course, the Katie Seagal, Billy West panel.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry. It was great to hear that you had everybody laughing and him. So. And you said that so good. You were practicing that shit though, to say that line. Which that's another thing. He said both Maria and Roger had a great time. So now, is that a great time of they definitely feel like they need to get their shit together and go next year? See, you were telling Maria like, come on, you know.
Gotta go to Megacon.
You
She's
gotta
like,
go.
this year.
Hey, I'll take any excuse to come down to Orlando in February.
I thought she was gonna go all 4, but then you said stuff happened or whatever, and then just one day. But I'm glad Roger too got a chance because of the whole situation with the badges and everything. So that was like a win. Like win, then the other win. Like everybody got to get their slice. Everybody got to get their chance. Everybody got to get fucked up.
I need help.
But yeah, it was great seeing all the like I don't remember fucking names. Like that's one of the big apology I always kind of have out there is I don't remember fucking names, but I remember faces. Like, oh, there's one guy, man, it's good seeing you again, bro. And I was like, oh, that's that guy that owns that one comic book booth. It's like I knew like who it is, but I don't know his name. And then there was like this older lady where her husband and a friend came by. One was Joker. She was like somebody from Harry Potter and shit. And they're like, oh my God, we were hoping to run into you because we loved you over at Tampa and this and that. And that was one of the ones that were like asking me if I'm going to show up to Tampa. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be able to make that. But it's like, and then because like I was telling them, every time I had gone, that first day, since it is so light, I really get to see each and every person and say hi for all the vendors. So there are a decent amount of vendors that recognize me and they were like, oh man, I was hoping to see you again, or hey, are you going to show up to the other cons and stuff? Because some of the vendors manage to do almost all the cons. I know a few of them do like fucking almost all of them. Like the one Asian dude, he was and super, and he's a cool cat. He's got great artwork. So it's like to see all these people remember me. That's just even more icing on that cake that I didn't know it was big. Like I feel like a cake that's this small with this much icing. It's like I feel like I'm a small cake, but I got all this icing now because everybody helping me up. And I'm like, hey, at least I'm sweet. There we go. And I have all these cosplayers and shit.
Now I want cake.
How dare a fat man talk around another fat man?
How dare you say that 4-letter word around a fat man? That's a 4-letter word to people who are over 280.
Yeah. But yeah, that fucking. But yeah, I think out of all the costumes, so it was fantastic to get to see Allison, but the way her setup was, we didn't get a chance to say hey, to actually say something or whatever. Because she was like, to be honest, she definitely had her shit set up as like a legit celeb.
Right.
She had the line that goes to the one handler that verifies if they're going to purchase a print. I'm pretty sure none of them were free. Purchase a print. Do you want to sign or not? And then are you taking a selfie? So each thing, and then they find out what they're going to do once you get to her. That way time can, flow. And which is a great way to handle that shit if you're going to do it. But all the other ones, like especially with Raul and his wife and his brother-in-law and shit, dude, they love going out there and just being with the people, mixing and stuff.
Absolutely.
It was great to see Raul and Tim and his wife. Like they were all. I'm so happy for Tim to win, like best novice. Which I'm like, I still think about it till now, right?
Oh, that
Best novice to me is, it makes me giggle because I see him as not a novice at all.
Right.
Like,
well, when you pull out a cosplay like that, I mean, wow.
but I understand what the category.
See,
of
this is where I
novice,
wish I
you
had
know.
something to put on the wall so I could show it to everyone exactly what.
Oh,
cosplay we're
I'm
talking
definitely
about.
going to show it. Yeah, I'm going to pop in
Like-
all the photographs for those
Yeah,
portions.
because
where-
that was tremendous. He was oh my gosh, I just
it
trying
was,
to remember what character
it was
he was.
like
and
a
it just popped up.
dragoon armor set from Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, okay.
Is it 16? 16? I get my numbers mixed up sometimes.
Yeah, it's
But,
sometimes it can be hard to keep track.
But also, like, anybody that's seeing this and they'll see the photograph, and anybody that really knows, the photograph does not fucking do it any justice whatsoever. You have to see that
Right.
in person.
You just
That
gotta
is a
be there.
cosplay that pops in so many different ways that you have to, like, oh, look, it's blue. Oh, look, it's purple. Oh, this is that kind of shiny. It's like, holy shit, this thing's badass. Like, even technically Kira with Zalatath, like, in pictures is really good.
Yeah.
But seeing that up close, like when we got to see the cape up close, and we're like, oh yeah, so she said it's foam, it's not actually material. But then we got to see the material that's on the inside that looks like a nebula.
Right.
And then I remember when we kept staring at it, oh, she does got like little gold stars too. So it's also awesome to like sit there and see all the little intricate details because they're like, they put so much time into that shit. And so much pain, like Kira said. That's the unfortunate with Kira, but like she said, PSA, I did all the shitty things, so you don't have to.
On Saturday,
Oh shit,
there
did
was
we
a
get
fucking
anything?
outline where it
Yeah,
looked like
I
that.
saw
Yeah, because my
Avatar.
cerebral helmet, because of that silver that's on it, there's actually silver on that inside piece. And I actually didn't even think if it would kind of come off or anything. But I had took it off, and apparently I had something there. I don't know if anybody did catch a photo of, like... Because it wasn't really that easily seen, right? You had to stare at me for a bit.
Yeah, I
It's
kinda,
not
like,
just that
noticed
easy,
it. I
right?
saw the shimmer and I'm like, what's going on? And I saw it
So
looked
I
like
was
an
like-
Avatar symbol.
I'm the Avatar professor.
He's Aang, but he's
I'm
Aang's
Professor
cousin.
Aang Xavier.
You're Aang's cousin, Xavier.
Aang Xavier.
Canon,
So I got
Canon.
mine, and I can do the wind. What kind of bug is that? Or is that the hair?
I think that's the
It's the hair.
yeah. It's the
It's
the
coming in
It's
and-
the carpet. That's
The white carpet is
she's,
fine.
good. She's a good girl.
That's the best part about this right now is that the fucking wind is not actually blowing on that mic directly too bad. So it's
I'm gonna
barely
be
on.
like those things.
My tip over.
Might
They
need to do some
usually
filtering.
seal. See?
Seal? Are we talking about like seal from the water or seal like to seal something up?
It's
Yeah.
almost
Hold
feel
on.
like the.
You know those things that are outside of a car dealership. I don't know where seal came from.
Seal?
What are we doing? Playing
Oh, you mean like the
Pokemon?
thing?
Seal.
Those things? No.
Yes,
The balloon floaty fucking flipping around. Seal. Seal. Can I English? Can I speak?
Seal.
I tell you what, though, the future is we gotta get Necro as Majin Buu. Somehow we
Yes.
gotta.
I
Oh,
would
and then
love
Ray
that.
said he's got some pretty cool seamstress chicks that could probably help you out and probably knock out an awesome fucking. Maybe you could just send them some measurements and they'll just fucking have it ready for you. That kind of thing. Because I know that was one of the main things is that you're up there. It's not like you're gonna bring something down here. So it could be cool to just have something here and then so when you come in, bam, bam, Majin Buu, knock that out. You know, that'd be kind of cool. I would hope for you to get that chance because I know for a fact you walking around like motherfuckers gonna stop you look for fucking pictures like a motherfucker.
Squats.
He'll definitely understand what it feels like.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
There's a lot of
It's like,
but they won't
it's
know.
Like, yay, but like, eh.
But only you know it's you. So if you didn't know, if they didn't know, they just know Boo. They don't see you.
Well, that's the whole point of the costume.
But then again, it's like the only part I was thinking about is like, do you feel like you'll be wearing a mask, or do you feel you'll be having like a thing and it just be painted? Like, what kind of direction do you think you would go?
I actually wasn't sure about that. I think I would just have to put on the costume, look in the mirror, and just see which way I'd want to go.
What vibes would you more
Right.
maybe or something?
Right, because
Plus comfortability, you know, just
because I think that's going to be the biggest factor. Because if I can avoid, maybe putting on something instead of having to wear a mask, I think makeup might be more comfortable than
because there are some really cool fucking like I could talk to Thurl. He's got one that's like this one that's like it says it's water based, so even if you sweat or anything, that shit doesn't go anywhere. Like it's perfect, so it won't screw up at all through your time and the cons of that. And I think it's really easily applied. Like it's just with a little sponge and you're good to go.
Right.
And it says Majin Buu is just pink. It's like there you go. Bam, done. And it had the little thing with the thing.
How do you remove it though?
There's a special wipe that just.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's the other thing because I had accident with how you take it off because that was when I first met him way back in the second time I went to the con because that's the when I met him as Beast and that's why I was like, man, that blue looks so damn good, man. He's like, yeah, it's like water based and this and that. You can sweat and it won't come off. And I'm like, is it taking it off hard? He's like, no, you just get the one wipe that's specific for that, and it just comes right off. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And it's literally like pretty easy wipe. Opposed to my Dominic actually did a pink kind of thing to do like it was like pink and green to do vision, but it was like a ghetto vision.
Right,
because he had like the thing, like he's like, yo, and he said, he had a good friend of his like sit down, they did the paint, but then later on you see him how he's trying to take it off, and I'm like, oh, that shit's not like what Thurl's got, because what the wipes he had and the way that it came, one swipe is really clean. You don't have to do multiple, like it's one wipe, that spot's clean, and I'm like, that's good shit, like that's really good. That'll be really easy, to. And plus, like, maybe you're probably only going to do it, and you don't feel like probably doing multiple with that or something. Or I guess it depends.
I think if I was going to do the cosplay, I would probably do it. I think I would probably do it the first 3 days, and then maybe not do it the last day.
I know for a fact.
But if not that, then I would probably just do it all 4 days.
I think
just so
at least the Friday or Saturday. Like at least.
Oh, for sure,
yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean,
because
if
that's
you're
where
going to put
the
that
most
much
people
time
are
and
going to
effort
love
into
you.
doing something, if you're going to take that much time and effort into doing something, you want as many people as possible to see you.
And there'll be definitely that many more people probably wanting to see you and be like, "Holy shit, I need a picture of that. I need a picture of it." Yeah. Because that's the thing when you got something that you because I just don't see Majin Buu. Like I've seen the slim down guy, like I seen that version once, kind of Megacon, and then the rest were just a couple of photographs. So like that is that unique character that you haven't seen as the Fat. Actually, there was one Fat,
the Fat,
and he was in. Remember that Emeru girl that streams, like that last contest she had. There was someone that did a Fat Majin Buu. Obviously, it looked kind of funny to me. But it's Majin Buu. It's funny, but I think he won I think he won an award on that. But yeah, that'll be that
sounds
character.
like a kitty in distress.
Plus, you think about just your size alone. I think you carry the character the right way, because I don't think that character's small. It is a big character in height. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Majin Buu, he will stand out, and everyone, holy shit, I need a picture of him. He's going to be stopped more than me, probably. Because me, I stand out with that yellow chair, but I'm down here. People have to kind of like, oh shit. With him, they'll be like, oh shit, look at what that's coming. Dude. Like that one dude with the fucking, dude, his Goku hair, that was great hair. Like, he fucking killed that shit. That was really cool. And then all his different iterations, he just did different iterations of Goku.
I saw that because he did. Well, he actually on the Thursday he did Goku Black.
Right, that was that.
Which was the Goku an alternate timeline that the future Trunks came from. Where,
Which that's where he's bad in that, right?
Yeah.
Or was he bad in that?
Goku Black?
Yeah.
Goku. Well, he wasn't Goku. He was actually Zamasu, who used the dragons to take over Goku's body.
Oh.
And wish himself immortal.
Holy shit. Okay. I wasn't aware of that character.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So that was from Trunks' future? Holy shit. But yeah, I think he did the regular one. That's when we saw him doing the Kamehameha. Somebody was recording it. And then I saw like the other outfit. They were just great. Like it was really good. And then that motorcycle was the shit. I think the cars were great. Like I did love the way because I seen that Corvette in other photographs at other cons. I was like, oh, that'd be cool if it shows up, which it did. And I was like, cool. But then that motorcycle was some hot shit.
Yeah, that DBZ motorcycle. I even got a couple pictures of that. Shit. Yeah, he had a Go Tanks on the back of it, and he had.
Imagine that Go Tanks is on the tank.
Yeah, Go Tanks is on the tank of the motorcycle.
That'd be fucking.
Now he's Go Tanks.
We'll fill you up, bro.
Right, get some.
And then we had some good time there, right there at that Asian Shield. We Are Shield. With all my buddies like Adam and fucking. We got David and his girl there.
And I'm an official honorary agent of Shield.
Nice. And
I
then
got
it was funny
for being well traveled. I unlocked an achievement of being well traveled.
I sent you the info of the girl.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
She's so badass. She is badass.
She's beautiful, and I'm telling you that cosplay was phenomenal. I even talked to her for a second.
Yeah.
And one of the things about cosplays is you can see a really good cosplay and see the ultimate like intricate detail work of all the pieces, especially people always look at like the helm and the shoulders specifically. You're always looking at the body, but the one thing that she had really phenomenal was those boots that she was wearing, because you could tell
badass.
And you could tell she put a lot of time and effort into those boots.
She didn't skip out on that just because their shoes are.
Well, hopefully they were as comfortable as they.
They looked at. What type of boots you actually? Those. If it's what I think it is, it's actually comfortable. They're made for especially if you're like on a trail or something.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about cosplay. The more elaborate you go, you also have to worry about body movement. When you're wearing long pieces of armor, you got to make sure you're not obstructing your elbows,
like Kira said,
your knees, your waist.
Pieces.
Yeah. She's like, hey, I can bend my knees, but I can't move my waist.
So if something falls, it lives down there, or a friend picks it up.
Right? If it's on the ground, it lives there forever.
I was like, when she said that, I was like, I know exactly what she means.
Yeah. Well, I just straight up have a bad back, so when things fall on the ground, they kind of live there. They live there for a lot longer than they should.
Hells yeah, dude.
No doubt.
Yeah, Majin Buu would be a very comfortable cosplay too.
Yeah,
but you'll definitely have. I would say, I don't realize what the shoes look like, but. Well, I've seen other people where they'll take a really comfortable shoe
cover top,
and then just have a nice piece over it to mimic.
Right. It'll look like the shoe, but
and then you'll just have.
But I could still wear
shoes.
Yeah. And that's going to be important too with all the walking I'm going to have to do. Like that's going to be absolutely.
Or just standing in one spot and getting repeatedly bombarded with questions to ask for.
Oh yeah. My con is from this spot in the hallway. From this chair in the hallway to that chair in the hallway.
That's it.
But I did all right. I did a lot of walking, man. I know a lot of people like they're going to be a lot of sore people after that one. And just coming in from the parking lot. From the car to where you actually scanned your badge.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good distance. It didn't take you long to get from outside to indoors. But once you got indoors, you had to go through this long corridor of nothing. before you actually got to where the theater was, and then you had to go down, and then you actually had to go down a floor via either escalator or elevator before you actually were able to go down another corridor that was crammed.
And it's stuff like that. Like, I think about it. You guys would not want to go to the con with me if I wasn't doing that chair. Like, because I know for a fact, from the truck to where you scan your badge, that one little line, I'm already done. And I would have to sit down there. And Lord knows how long it really should take me to sit there to then finally muster the ability to go up through that long-ass corridor. And then when you get to, like, where that bathroom was, close to the thing, I'd probably be sitting on that bench for God knows how long. And I'd be like, y'all just need to go. Y'all just need to go without me.
You'd be like, you're sitting there.
Y'all would have to leave me because...
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
It's like, yes, I can walk, but am I doing it often? Hell's no.
I'll tell you what, and I'm going to tell you, I remember, you know, being a bigger guy, I don't do as much long walking as I should, but the worst I ever had was I was on a golf course, and we were walking the front nine. Now, I was on I wasn't just doing any public one. I was actually on a private golf course with a friend of mine because he actually worked at the country club.
Oh, cool.
And they allowed people to go out for free on Mondays because it was a slow day. You know, early at like 10 a.m. when most of the members wouldn't be there because they would either be working or just, you know, it's a Monday morning. But we made it. We were supposed to do 9. We were supposed to do 18, which I knew I was only going to plan on doing 9. But we ended up doing 9 holes, and then they wanted me to, like, come on, we're just going to do a few more holes. I'm like, all right, fine. And it was a pretty hot summer day. So we do another 4 holes. We do another 4 holes, and now I'm on the far end of the golf course. I'm like, all right, well, we're done. We have to go walk back and just walk.
And so they didn't hook you guys up with a golf cart?
No, there's no golf cart. We all had pull carts.
Shit. Okay.
We had a pull cart, and from the far end of that golf course to where that clubhouse was had to be a good couple of miles of this, this, and that, and this, and. Because it's a golf course.
How elaborate some of them
are.
Right,
you know? Golf courses have dog legs. And when you're doing the cart path, you dog leg with it.
Bro, fuck golf.
Minus this. I love golf. It is so much fun. And one of the things I do like about it is that it gets me out of the house.
I should play it once. Just to drive.
You know what? No, take that back. I think I attempted once to hit a ball off the tee, and someone said, "Oh, you got a decent form." It's just my accuracy. That's the part that sucks. Like I would have had practice that, but they said I had a decent form and all that because they gave me orders and the whole net and shit. Because my stepdad and his buddies were definitely doing it.
Well, the only part of golf you got to watch out for are the holes that are on the boundary of the property.
That's what he said.
And just on the other side of that property line are actual people's homes.
That's the thing, yeah.
And there was a time many years ago when my 5-iron went a little wide right. And upon the yelling of the word 4 and then the immediate breaking sound of glass. Hey guys, I'm gonna pass on this hole. I'm just gonna go to the next hole. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, I cheesed it.
Bye.
I cheesed it out of there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I figure some of them will have like stuff implemented where it'll protect their.
Well, there are nets and stuff, yeah. But like my.
It's like, you know, fuck this net.
Dude, that net could have been another 10 feet up, and I still would have cleared it.
That's probably one of the things I remember discussing about just golf in general. And like, one of the things that I found out that I agree with is the idea like sometimes there's too many of them. Because you think about the amount of land you need for just golf. Is the amount of land that more individuals can have a place to live.
If you're just talking about that, and I mean, golf courses are a complete and total waste in that regard in general. I mean, is it a waste of real estate and resources just to keep your lawn looking good? Yeah.
I mean, some of them got certain special grass, right?
But you want to know what? As long as people are willing to pay the money to do it,
that's the problem.
There's gonna be golf courses that exist.
Yeah, because the one right here alone, even though there's that many homes here already and that many people have moved into this area, like you can imagine if you just got rid of this golf course, how many more homes and more people, and how much more traffic you would have. In this place.
Goodness!
But that's the idea of like, I can't find a place to live because they're all filled up. I was like, well, if this golf course wasn't here, maybe. But hey.
Well,
the part I would look at too,
anywhere you go now, you're gonna have to tear up something.
Like you said, with money, if also the revenue that they bring in, like let's say they bring in enough taxes where that's what warrants it to be okay, because the taxes alone is helping out with so much.
Well,
I can see that.
Yeah, when there's money involved, everything.
Which I thought somebody was it? No, it wasn't. I'm thinking about someone that bought land for weed and then bought land to do a golf course as well. And I can't remember who it was. So the last person I know I got in my head is like Mike Tyson definitely bought land and has his...
Mike Tyson.
He did that. So I think he's out in Nevada, if I'm not mistaken. Or something like that. He bought land and went to open up. Which I'm pretty sure that's been a while since I heard that. So... I'm sure that's been established and that's been sold, and I wonder how that is.
You should learn how to play Smash so you can play Roy, because a Roy just sliced my head off.
A Roy slice.
Roy is brutal.
That's an overstatement because there is no slicing of heads off on Nintendo.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo condones decapitation.
Yeah, it's too graphic, bro.
Well, you say that, but they actually have freaking Mortal Kombat on their game. It looks like shit.
It looks like shit.
Complete shit.
Mortal
Especially that
Kombat,
one they zoomed into his face and the eyes are like.
Well, it's stupid. It's like Mortal Kombat. That's like fries without ketchup or gravy.
I remember that was a thing too back in the day. Remember when we were talking about the grading for games? I remember that too because by the time Super NES was around, right? And I was playing Mortal Kombat 1, and then I got to see 2. 2 had the blood, but you could have it without the blood. 1 didn't have the blood, but you were able to put in a code to unlock blood. So you still could have blood in the Nintendo. And it was just crazy to think about how games were back then with like without any gradings or anything. You just have whatever. That's why I got pissed because that lady was talking shit about, here's this game of all this violence my kid is seeing in it. And I'm like, dumbass, you're the one purchasing it. You're the parent. If you're looking at the product and it's got this M in this little box, okay, that means it's mature.
Yeah, but they always want to blame that shit on something.
Yeah, they always want to look outside and never want to blame inside. They need to look at themselves for their stupid fucking decisions. That's it.
People are like that.
That shit was fun, right, man? So next year, I want you to be a Viking, but I also would like you to experiment the idea of something else. So, like, guaranteed we'll Viking, boom. Like, hopefully we get with Ray. I wouldn't mind him hooking us with some pictures. That way we see some, like, legit, because he would hook us up with, this is what legitimately are the ways of Viking look. Because we got our ideas, which ain't bad. But I wouldn't mind you like having at least one more option, I guess. Right. Like this is this Viking for this day, but you're this Viking for that day. Boom. But then also later on, like maybe is there a character you want to do? Maybe we can try to get with, especially with Tim and his wife, because that's what they do. They have a warehouse. They have their own thing to make shit. So we could talk to them and if we have to, if we want to aim the legit way, we'll let them, like, we'll cough up the couple of bucks and be like, hey, y'all do your magic, because they'll fucking got magic, and that's for sure.
I don't figure that once we.
Because you saw how that armor was. He's actually very comfortable in that armor.
Oh,
because of how he put it together. You know? So you think about what if there's a piece of armor in WoW or in Dark Souls or something like one of those that you just feel like, you know what, I really wouldn't mind sporting that. And since it's foam, it's not like it's actually heavy armor. Not like Ray and them where when they doing their shit, that's real heavy armor, you know what I'm saying? But then that, oh yeah, we still gotta get that picture of that thing Ray was talking about, right? With that band.
What's that?
That band, he's like, if we do this, this is how I'm gonna
Yeah.
So we still gotta do that.
He wants to cosplay the band from that animated show Heavy Metal, which I've seen many
Was that
times.
in the show or the movie? VHS movie.
Well, Heavy Metal wasn't a show; it was a movie.
Yeah.
They did an original movie, and then they did a Heavy Metal 2000 years later.
Okay.
But the original movie was had John Candy as voice actor, Harold Ramos, who was in the Ghostbusters movies, and
But yeah, it'd be cool to sit down, look at that photograph, and see which character. I kind of have an idea which one I could do.
I actually have a binder with some magic cards in it that is of the original Heavy Metal movie.
Oh, really?
And I have
Nice.
the VHS.
I think I got the VHS.
Yeah, because it should be in a silver case.
Fuck.
If you have the old original Heavy Metal, it was in a silver box. That old VHS.